A2P Monetization by Stanley Manzini. He is the Director of Strategic Partnerships from Vox Solution. Please give him a round of applause.
Okay. Thank you. Hello everyone, you can hear me? My name is Stanley Manzini. I'm from Vox Solutions. Vox Solutions is a multi-award winning technology solutions provider. Now, my mother, when she's happy with me, she calls me Stan. But when she's not happy, she says the full name, Stanley. So I don't know how you guys are going to call me. Stan, okay, well, I like that. Now, the other thing that my mother said is that I'm too kind, you know? So I have a gift. This is a digital watch, which I'm going to give it to one of you here. Only if you can tell me why at the end of each month, on the last day of each month, where I come from, I go up the ladder there, and I'm very excited. You can see that's me there. It's not my brother, it's me. Now, can someone tell me why I always go up there at the end of each month? Anyone? Just guess. Yes, a digital watch I'll give you. At the end of each month, okay, say, come. Oh, the lady got it. It's a payday. So on payday, I wait. Why do I go up on a payday? So I can get an SMS on my phone saying that the salary has got in, you know? That's why. Please come and get your present. You can clap hands for her. Come and get your present. Come get your present. Don't be jealous, you know? She got it right. We are talking about A2P monetization for SMS, messaging, and voice firewall. Thank you.
Thank you.
Welcome. Enjoy. All this from Vox. Now, she got a present, which is very good. We are going to talk today about the A2P. A2P is the application to person, which is a growing segment. I know many people are saying that SMS is dying, but they've been saying that for the last 10 years. And whether you like it or not, it is growing. And why it will be growing? Because people want to communicate. We are talking about customer engagement. We are talking about how do you make sure that the customer is always engaged, because we are looking to get new customers, and whenever we have existing customers, we want to promote to them. I believe most of us here, because we are working for the MNOs, our main role is how do we help our organizations to acquire new customers, to retain customers, and to grow our customer base, you know, by upselling and cross-selling. At the end of the day, it's only these three things. If you ask me why I'm working in my organization, it's for these three things. How do we help to acquire new customers? How do we retain the existing ones? And how do we make sure that we grow them? And one of the ways to do that is to make sure that we are constantly in communication with them, and not just communicating, but communication using the relevant information and the relevant channels, whereby voice and SMS are part of those. Now, there is a missed opportunity that we're going to talk about. We also have the A2P monetization. How can we maximize the communication so that it's beneficial to me and you? I mean, when I'm looking at you now, I'm looking at the leaders for the next generation. Our role, all of us, it should be to leave a legacy for the next generation. And how do we leave a legacy for the next generation? By making sure that we create opportunities where we can be able to monetize all of these events, so that there will be enough money to pay for our children's when they get a job in our companies today, and because of the messaging. Now I will also talk about where we come from as Vox. I have said that the A2P messaging is growing, and this is growing as enterprises places more increased focus on the customers. Businesses want to talk to their end users. I want to talk to my wife. There is also P2P, and sometimes that's communication everywhere you go. People want to keep engaging with each other so that they can be able to make sure that we generate business. At the end of the day, let me tell you, if you are an MNO, what is more important for you to do is reputation. When you have a very good reputation as an MNO, customers will trust you, and when they trust you, they will buy from you. If I come to you selling something, before you buy my product, you buy me. We agree? Before you buy what I have, you buy me. So the same thing is very important for us to have a good reputation with our customers. And how do we achieve that? By making sure that the quality of the messages that we communicate to them is valid and authentic. Nowadays, we've got a lot of challenges even in the communication, the SMS industry, whereby we've got issues like your AIT, for example. I believe you've heard about AIT, artificially inflated traffic, where aggregators come to you and they say we can deliver so messages to your customers. We can deliver 4 million, but they deliver 5 million. And in those 5 million, because they are not able to deliver it, they inflate the messages. There is one of my friends who actually got married. He went for honeymoon. And whilst on honeymoon, guess what happened? He received 5 messages from Tinder. Yes, that affected his marriage. Because the wife is saying, look, we just got married, we are on honeymoon. Now you are receiving messages from Tinder. Then this was artificially inflated traffic. I mean, you also have those times where you receive OTPs that you never requested. Now he had to go to the police and report the MNO, because at the end of the day, I know the MNO will say, no, it's the aggregator, but this customer belongs to the MNO. And he has a contract with the MNO. So it is very important for you to make sure that you can capitalize on the opportunity for the A2P, but also, most importantly, quality is very important. We're talking now, especially in Asia, about churn. Churn is very high. And one of the ways to reduce churn is to make sure that your reputation is very good to your end user. One of the ways to reduce churn is to make sure that you are ready for what is happening today and tomorrow. We've been talking a lot about how OTTs now, cannibalize the voice revenues. All MNOs around the world are complaining that my revenues have gone down because the OTTs have taken over. Now we are talking about even WhatsApp now. I mean, I just got the Grab application, and my authentication was done over WhatsApp, and it was like, wow. So if I'm an MNO and I'm connected to a Wi-Fi, obviously it means you get nothing for that message delivery because it came over WhatsApp. But now beyond WhatsApp, we have what we call flash calling. Flash calling, which is really now cannibalizing the A2P monetization business, SMS business. Now with flash calling, this is how it works. With the normal conventional SMS, A2P, I lost my Facebook password or my Google password. What do? I send a message to an API, and the API responds back with via an SMS, and it sends me an OTP. And I take the OTP, I put it in my device. But now with flash calling, I do the same process. I request for authentication, and instead the API initiates a missed call, a voice call to my number. And that voice call only has to ring once, and then the authentication is complete. Telegram is already using it today. What does that mean for an aggregator? It means that I'm not paying for that. But for you as a mobile network operator, unfortunately, I've got bad news for you. There is a channel there that someone is using, and you are going to have to pay for that. And unfortunately, you are paying for something that you are not generating revenue of. Imagine if you are a radio CTO, and now you have to upgrade your base station. Now, usually we upgrade our base station based on the busy hour call attempts, right? How busy it is. Now you have this base station that is not making revenues, but is busy. And that channel that is being occupied, it could have been occupied by someone else who could have made a genuine missed call, whereby if I get a genuine missed call, maybe there are 25 or 40% chances that there will be a callback. And when there is a callback, I make money. Nowadays, we are living in an environment whereby the flash calling is cannibalizing our A2P business. And I'm very happy and proud to say that as Vox Solutions, we already have a solution that will help you block, that will help you monetize, and it will also help you improve your efficiencies in your network, so that instead of only just blocking the flash call, you can also be able to monetize it. And when you monetize flash calls, this becomes now a new revenue stream. And I'm also happy to say that we just won recently an award from Global Career Awards for Best AI and ML Innovation Technology. This is last month. I think we'll talk about it now. And one of the reasons why we won, everyone can talk about AI nowadays, right? Everyone can talk about AI. But at the end of the day, it all boils down to the efficiency and the accuracy of your algorithm. Now, our algorithm, it's so efficient that we have won multiple awards for best revenue prevention, revenue leakage, or anti-fraud solution, which you're gonna see now. We also have a P2A threat. We also have pricing. Nowadays, when you talk about SMS, many people are thinking we're only just gonna give one price for national and one price for international. But now you have to be more innovative. There is a price for 2FA. You give a different price for promotional messages. You give a different price for authentication or notification, because you need to be innovative. Why I'm talking about innovation? Because we're living in a world where the technology is forever changing. And as solution providers, we need to be flexible enough so that we are able to adapt to the ever-changing technologies. At the same time, we need to be innovative enough so that we have relevant products and solutions to our end users. Relevant, to underline the word relevant. You don't want to help yourself today and you are happy and tomorrow you struggle. That's why we cover you for today and tomorrow. You need a strategic partner that will help you with your voice SMS firewall, which everyone is talking about SMS firewall. But no one is talking about flash calling, which is becoming a big problem. So we are able to address flash calling, whereby we help you for today and tomorrow. I mean, Juniper Research and Gartner and all these big research bodies have made a research, and they've discovered that Asia alone, the penetration of flash calling and the cannibalization, look at the rate, is 20%. 10 to 20%, the cannibalization of this flash calling in Asia. So which means if you are making 2 million revenues per month, imagine, you can do the maths. What is 20% of that loss? I mean, if you're making 20 million, even 1%, it's a lot of money. So it's very important for you that you can be protected today and tomorrow. Of course, CIS, it's 15%, and Europe, it's about 5%. There are a lot of penetration drivers that causes this. Of course, if you look at Asia, we are talking about the volumes here. And at the end of the day, everyone wants to make money. Everyone, we know about gray routes, right? Where you have gray routes where people are terminating messages to your customers without having to pay the MTR or paying even a lower MTR rate, because everyone wants to save money. So if you say you are an MNO, you need to make sure that to build your reputation, you have all of these things at stake for you. You must make sure that your network is protected, because at the end of the day, your customer is the one who pays your salary. So make sure that to build your reputation, we help you build your reputation, but we also help you to cover the top line. Because when you make sure that your revenue is protected, even the top line will be protected. Because if we block the flash calling, obviously the traffic will go to the A2P SMS, or else we just allow the monetization to go on the flash calling, which becomes good news for you now as an MNO. Now, the flash calling adoption is, however, highly dependent by what we do as an MNO. Some of you will come here, will listen to this presentation, and you'll say, no, maybe we'll think about it tomorrow. But let me tell you, there are many ways to move forward. And one of the worst things you can ever do is not to take a decision. If you stand in the middle of the road, it's either you make a decision to go to the left or to go to the right, because if you stand right in the middle, you'll be hit by a car. So as MNOs, we need to take decisions today, because the future belongs to those who get there first. And those who get there first are those who make sure that they protect their customers. Like I have mentioned, that we help MNOs to simplify, we help them to optimize and to improve their international revenues for their voice and their messaging, and we're using innovative latest technologies. We're talking about AI now and ML. Like I said, the algorithm, that is the thing that made a huge difference in us, that we are able to win. You need a strategic provider who is able to work with you to make sure that when you win, they also win. Now, of course, as Vox, We have our proprietary solution that is multi-channel, that for voice, it can tackle both voice and SMS, and it's something that we are with you from the start until the end. We are with you for today and tomorrow. Now, someone said, if you are still celebrating yesterday's achievements, you haven't done much for today. There are so many people, when you ask them about achievements, they'll tell you that, 20 years ago I won this, 10 years I won this, 5 years I won this. I'm here to tell you about the achievements that we have gotten in the last, few months, as you can see here. The latest one was 3 weeks ago, which is the best innovation technology solutions provider for best AI and machine learning. And this was at the Global Career Awards. This was in October. So, and you see this is multiple awards for best flash call authentication solution. And we won that even 2 years in a row. And the best A2P voice monetization solution. So you don't just win these awards for nothing. Of course, we're the ones who approached the GSMA about the prevalence of flash calling, and that's why that we are amongst the first players today to develop the solution for flash calls, which not only blocks or detects, but monetize so that it generates a new revenue stream for you and your company. Amongst others, we've got so many people who are happy with us because if you have the right technology, the operators can even double their A2P revenues in 1 year. Me and you are supposed to be creating opportunities for our grandsons, grandchildren, so that tomorrow they can find work in your company. And how do we do that? Revenue leakage, prevent revenue leakage, create new revenues, maximize the revenues, and when you maximize the revenues, everyone is happy. Amongst others, I've just picked only 3 regional MNOs here who are very happy with our service, because now, believe you me, when you decrease the AIT customer complaints by over 95%, your reputation goes up. What does that say to your churn? What does that say to the people who can believe and trust in your service? So at the end of the day, it's not just about money, but it's about the quality and the value that we create, because we need to leave a legacy for the next generation. We need to leave a legacy for everyone that comes and work with us. And we are working with a lot of companies all over the world. I mean, we've got Vodafones also, your MTNs working with us because they believe in the quality and the value that we create. And when you create good value, then you will win all those awards. And those awards, like I mentioned about the algorithm, it has to do also with the efficiency and the accuracy of your solution that you can be able to protect. Now, I will also be sitting outside, I think on table 18, by the networking zone. So just remember that flash calling is a big problem. And if you want to call me Mr. Flash Call, you can call me Mr. Flash Call. Maybe that will be a good name, because this is a problem that is happening, and it's big in Asia. Like I said, between 10 to 20%, it's cannibalizing your revenue. Now, we are able to help you, and in saying this, I'm not saying that this is in our roadmap. We already have the solution now implemented and it is working. And one of the good things about Vox is that instead of just getting the A2P for SMS, we are giving you a firewall for voice, which comes as standard. So you don't just get the SMS, but you get the voice firewall, which comes as a package. And we can help you, and we can also help you to make revenues from day one.